All right, everyone, the conversation continuing here on Tennessee This Week with Craig Griffith, Courtney Piper, and George Corda today. A big-time claim swirling around the White House right now, everyone. First, Bob Woodward's new book with deep background accounts about aides trying to stop some actions of the president, going so far as to supposedly steal papers off of President Trump's desk. Then, an anonymous op-ed published by the New York Times from someone claiming to be a senior official in the White House. The author also claiming to be part of a group of insiders working to frustrate parts of the president's agenda and, quote, his worst inclinations. So let's talk about what do we believe from all of this. Do you take, and George, I'm going to start with you again. Do you take this op-ed? Do you think this is truly from someone within the White House?
I think op-eds that are anonymous, you don't know who it is, you don't know what their motivation is, you don't know what their animus might be. A good bit in that column is praises what's been happening in the country. Then they go into this, but we're worried, we're scared, we're doing this stuff. Well, here's what you do. You step up and say, I quit, and here's why. This business of stabbing the guy you work for in the back publicly, anonymously, I don't care whether you're working for Barack Obama or Donald Trump, it's just wrong. And so I'm not really paying much attention to that, and I don't know why anybody else should either. But Bob Woodward's book, Woodward's a credible guy. And some of the stuff I've read looks really bad. And then I looked up Bob Woodward's book on Barack Obama, and it talked about how he had frequent clashes with his military leaders. Here's the thing about Trump versus past presidents. Past presidents have not had people working around them who are trying to curry favor with politicians or the press or somebody by leaking everything they say. But I'm sure Obama, at some point in his presidency, turned to an aide and said, I don't like working with these morons. If Trump does it, it's front page in the New York Times the next day. We're getting a lot, and Trump does a lot of this to himself. A lot of this self-inflicted.
But how many aides have stolen papers off of the president's desk?
We don't know.
Here's the problem I have with both Bob Woodward's book and this anonymous op-ed, is that as an American, I look at this and I think we Americans elected Donald Trump as president. We didn't elect his aides to run the country. And now we have aides that are just going rogue and deciding that they don't like how the president's going to get to a particular policy goal, so we're just going to steal paperwork off of his desk so he doesn't sign it. That is completely and totally messed up. And if it is indeed this bad inside of the White House, stop it with the anonymity and do something. Don't be such a chicken. I agree with the president in using the term gutless, because if things truly are that bad, do something.
Well, real quickly, Craig, we want to get on to some local issues too.
I think it'll have very little impact in the end. I think that the numbers have shown that the base, Trump's base, is still strong for him, and I don't think that either one of these books or this anonymous I Am the Resistance column is going to make a difference.
It's starting to look like a de facto or an unofficial coup, and that's going to scare a lot of Americans.
It is scaring a lot of people. Let's bring this real quickly to a big race here at home, everyone. Another political action committee attacking a candidate for Senate here in Tennessee. This time the target is Republican Marsha Blackburn, and the PAC is majority forward, a liberal group. Now, we are already seeing, this is the second ad we talked, one that came out last week against Bredesen. We're seeing some poll numbers that just recently came out at the end of this past week showing Bredesen with a slight lead. What do you guys take of this race and how ugly this is going to get?
Well, I think this is an example of the millions and millions of dollars that come into a campaign from outside the state. I think these are PACs that aren't aligned with the candidates. They're aligned with Democrats and Republican philosophy, perhaps. But it's just going to be millions and millions of dollars financing these ads, and they're going to be, you know, the most attack ads. Both ads are just rampant with mistakes and untruths, and you're just going to see more and more of that. And Tennesseans really haven't seen this because we've been a reliable, you know, red state. We
saw it in the governor's race.
Yeah, well, no, up before this election cycle.
But with these outside groups coming in, and like you said, there's a lot of falsehoods in these ads. Could they ultimately hurt the candidate they're trying to help, Courtney? What do you think?
Yes. Absolutely, they can, especially when you've got ads that are salacious as this so early on in the campaign. I mean, these started running late August, beginning of September, and we're looking at November. So these kind of ads can really just get people to tune out all of the noise.
We have 30 seconds, George.
Well, the thing about the people that are doing this is they don't have the interests of Tennessee. at heart. They have their own ideology and power at heart. And the problem with, once ads run, you can't fight them with the truth by people talking on TV, because those ads run day after day after day after day. And it's just a little more poison injected into the system.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for all your input this week. If you'd like to watch the show again, everyone, you can find it on our website. Of course, that is WATE.com. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll see you back next Sunday.
The views of guests and panelists of this program are their own and not necessarily those of WATE 6 on your side or Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated.